Hello, my name is Sean Skorofat with Titanium Tools and Equipment. Today I'm in Louisville, Texas with Greg Fritz at the Celette Training Center. Greg Fritz is a technical manager for Celette USA, and today we're going to work on a couple of videos showing the efficiency of the Celette drive-on benches. We're using a Griffon today with the C-stands. This procedure is also applicable with the Rome series of benches utilizing the C-stands. We're then going to do some 3D measuring using our nausea system, followed by some fixture or hold down points using the Cameleon fixture system. We're not going to use data for the Cameleon. We're going to do it all freehand just to show you how quick and easy it is. Great, let's get started.
That's right, Sean. We don't want too much stress on the sill clamps, but it's not the sill clamp that we're worried about, folks. It's the car. We don't want to twist the rocker edge, right? We don't want to, because when you start making sway pulls on a car and they're holding the pinwheel clamps, you know the car's going to move still, even though it's being held at clamps. So in order to isolate the rest of the vehicle from moving when you make that pull, we can add some pulling devices so it does spread the load between the pinwheel clamps and any holding device that we should add. Does that make sense to you folks? Okay, so if you watched the hyper video prior to this one, you'd see we were setting up the car on the pinwheel clamps and we removed all the ramps and decking. Just want you to be aware that you don't have to do that if it's doing a light hit. You can put the car up on the pinwheel clamps, leave the decking there, and just do some measuring with the nausea electronic measuring system and make sure your determination from there what you need to do.
So we've got the car up on the sill clamps, and then we've mounted the nausea system. I've noticed here, Greg, we've got these extensions on. Could you maybe elaborate as to what the purpose of having those set up that way?
Okay, so what we did for this training session or video, we're going to use some cross members and some additional holding parts later in the video. So in order to accommodate those points or those higher, we need to have a couple of cross members on here to hold their Cameleon holding parts. So that needs to be elevated above the cross members. So we have some spacer blocks in the front, and a spacer block on the front support bar, spacer blocks on the rear support bar, and that's just enough to have a cross member slide in underneath of it. Okay. As an example, if we wanted to put a cross member up here to hold a specific point in the rear of the car, we'll put it up here. We'll kind of look underneath the car, see if we can find a mounting point for a jig, such as that point, or there's actually a pilot hole right here. So we can move the cross member back if we wanted to and build a holding point. Okay, so additional to the in addition to the rocker clamps, we can have some index by measuring with the nausea the car to make sure we know where all the points are. There's nothing bad. If the point is good, we can build a jig to hold it, so we can keep it right where we have it. Alrighty then. Take another snapshot if you like. Close this. This is how you save the final report, folks. You just go down here. You fill in all the pink fields, which would be the brand, would be a Kia. And the model is the Soul. Where's that? Yes, Bill. And the operator is whoever you want it to be. You can put your initials in there or your full name. You have to have something in the registration, which could be the repair number order. Although we give you an ID report right here, but if you want to put your RO number in here, it's probably a good idea. On this software, we need to use all 17 digits for event. Screenshots we took at a 3D viewpoint. We're going to go here and take our pick on which one we want. Click on the green check mark to verify it. And then that's it. All you gotta do is close this box, hit the save button. Report is saved. If you want to see the printed report, it saves it to a PDF right here. So now you can see all the points that we've measured. It shows the bad point, shows all the good points, shows all of our dimensions, shows our dimensional point-to-point numbers. That's what this means here, point to point. Then we have our screenshots to back it up. Alrighty, so if you want to save this or print it, it's already saved in the Nausea, but if you need to print it to your desktop, you can put it in a PDF, say print right here, and it'll print it to your, wherever you want it to go. Downloads. Okay, let's put it there. Give it a name. Save it. Done. Okay, folks.
Wow, Greg, that was very informative. Thank you.
You like that?
That showed a lot of information that we can work with. So now I think we're going to move on to starting to put some jigs on to show what we want to do with isolating the vehicle in the case of pulling. Good. Okay, so in that last segment, Greg went over in great detail the measurement and the specifications. He also pointed out that the 4 reference points we used to center the car included 2 points where we've decided as additional holding points to stop the car from moving during a sway pull. We're going to add 2 fixtures back here, and then we're going to go up to the front and add an additional fixture there. Greg, do you want to add anything?
Well, yeah, no, not necessarily, but you know, Sean's correct. We're going to add, he wants to build some additional holding, and what that does is reduce the pressure on all parts that we're putting in. So in other words, it's going to lessen the pressure on the sill clamps. It's going to spread out the load. Okay, so it takes less pressure to make the pull and correct it.
Okay, great. Let's get started.
Okay.
Okay, Greg, so I went over to the Cameleon cabinet and picked up a bunch of pieces that I think are going to work for this. I did a little bit of checking and some test fitting, but I think maybe you need to put a little bit more insight into what each of them do and how we're going to apply them.
Okay, well, basically, when you're using the Cameleon, you know, you have to have the bench, obviously. You have to have a cross member bolted down to the bench, somewhat close to the point that you're trying to build a jig for. Sean's going to take his adjustable sliding block here and bolt it to the cross member where he thinks it might be width-wise. Okay, and I believe he's going to pick number 6 in width because it's pretty much directly underneath the pile hole that we're aiming for. And so once he gets that bolted up there, then we're going to take, we just need to fill the space between the pile hole and the base and the bench cross member. So we believe we're going to have a configuration with one of these MG plus pistons that this is a 160. I don't know which hole he's going to use, but we have hole 1, hole 2.
I think we went B.
So he's going to, he's going to adjust this once he gets it into the car. Okay. And he's going to, I'll let Sean put it together, but he's got a UT plate called a universal plate, 01. He's using a TFHC countersinking screw to hold it on. He's going to use what they call an AD adapter. The AD adapter in this case is 35 millimeters high. So it's going to bring it up 35 millimeters off the plate. And you think, okay, how are you going to fill that space exactly? Well, we have an adjustable top here that gives us a Z height. So we have 15 millimeters of plate in here. We can move these pilot holes up and down, or drill holes for the pin. And we should be able to get any our adjustment in here. We have 15 millimeters to play with, so between the two combinations, we should be able to fit it. So the best way to do it is screw it all the way down, take it up to the car, and let that float. And this is the direction he wants. I would just take it up, put it in the car. We're leaving the sliding block loose. Okay, you had it turned the other direction, the base. There you go, just like that. There you go, that's good. No. Which way did you have it?
We had it set up. Yeah.
Right
so
there. Right there. Okay. So in this case, we've got it facing the inside. There's an arrow right here, the orientation mark, that tells us that the mark is on the outside, pointing in. Get a couple bolts in it to hold it to the base. Slide it around until you find the hole. File hole, slip the pin in there. And then make your final adjustment on the top and bring it up to the car body. Now it's good and tight, right? Now the car can't move anywhere, width or length, right? Additional holding to the superior silk clamps that we have. Okay, so you do that all the way around the back here. You do one on the other side if you like, right? Then you add one to the front. You want to make sure everything's tight. Alrighty then. Good job. There you have it, folks. Locked down. So we have the car on 4 pinch bow clamps. Nausea is measuring the car. And we have 4 fixture points in the rear. Or 2 fixture points in the rear. So, using the Nausea electronic measuring system to measure the car and make pulls against the car.
Hey, hello again. So we've reached the end of the day. Our series of videos is complete. We've got the vehicle completely up on silk clamps. We've done some measuring. We've put a number of jigs in. We've described the pulling process. So I want to take this time to thank Celette USA and particularly Greg Fritz, the technical manager, for all the assistance on today's and letting me come down and spend some time showing this process. Particularly for light to medium damage, you can scale it up or down. Anyways, I'd like to turn it over to Greg for any final comments.
Well, we'd just like to see you people give us a look over. You know, Celette's been in business since 1953, and we've got the best equipment in the world. Everybody has a misnomer thinking that you have to jig every car, and that's not true. You know, you don't want to jig a light damaged car, right? So we have electronic measuring systems. We have the drive-on frame machine that you're not familiar with. We have 3 different models, as a matter of fact, or 4. So give us a look, and I appreciate you, Sean, coming down here to work with us on this project. I think it's important for your market as well as ours, and let's hope that it works out. And people, if you enjoy these videos, don't forget, we would love to have your comments. Send us your comments. We need to know what you're thinking. And if you need any pricing, you know what to do. www.celette.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you.